There's been a lot of hand-wringing about the state of YouTube just in the last few days. If you've been following the state of YouTube for the last few years, there's an irony. Right now, what everyone's asking is, why doesn't YouTube have more censorship? More censorship, please, YouTube. Why? There are 16-year-olds and 14-year-olds posting videos of themselves wearing bikinis. I'm sure there are male YouTubers also posting themselves in the male equivalent of bikinis. Okay? Male and female. And this has caused a storm of controversy in examining what YouTube is and what it should be. Wasn't it just a few weeks ago that YouTube was being, demonized and pilloried for censoring too much? The people were saying, no, YouTube should have less censorship. It's just so hard for Jacqueline Glenn to earn a living by getting high on hallucinogenic drugs on camera and then monetizing that and having advertisements while obviously promoting to young people the idea of getting high on illegal hallucinogenic drugs. Wow, that must be really hard for Jacqueline Glenn. Boy, YouTube, that's just too much censorship. What was the other completely insincere controversy? Oh, Sargon of Akkad, or some of the kind of softcore right-wing crypto neo-Nazis. Oh, they don't have the freedom to come on YouTube. Oh, and there was the other, you probably missed this, babe. My girlfriend's just off camera. There was this controversy about YouTube not quite blacklisting flat earth videos and not quite blacklisting like conspiracy theories about September 11th videos, but it's creating a new kind of gray listing or soft blacklisting so that they won't come up at the top of search results if you're not searching for that. So people who are searching for what happened on September 11th, the first 5 results aren't insane conspiracy theories from the same people who probably do believe that the earth is flat or what have you. So there's been this sequence of self-contradictory controversies. People were saying less censorship, and then when it comes to human sexuality, all of a sudden it's more censorship. Well, guys, I'm not just here to complain, as per usual, that the audience are a bunch of idiots. I mean, that's been implicit in the first 2 minutes of this video. Yeah, we got problems with the audience. You know what? I'm actually here to tell you what the solution is. And the solution is both more competition and more complementary competition. YouTube should be divided into several different companies. Stick with me for 1 minute. This hypothetical exercise will not take very long. What if you wanted to have a website just like YouTube, but that was being marketed towards children age 8 to 11? Think about the precise type of censorship you'd need, the type of advertisers you'd need to appeal to and encourage: toy advertisers, children's clothing, food, the types of food, applesauce, popsicles. You'd have a whole website and, of course, an app that could be on a smartphone or a tablet, and it's just like YouTube, but everything is aimed at the demographic age 8 to age 11. Okay, right now, YouTube, if you take this idea and run with it, you will make a lot of money. Of course, it shouldn't be called YouTube. You can give it a new name, give it new coat of paint, new decorative elements, but I'm saying the underlying reality of the website is exactly the same, but of course with way more censorship, just totally different terms of service that content creators sign up, where you can't have any bikini videos, you can't, it's just content that would be acceptable for that age group. Here's the thing. Boys age 8 to 11 actually do watch cartoons with quite a fair bit of violence. Superman punches people in the face, Batman kicks the Joker in the groin, whatever. There's a certain acceptable range of violent slapstick behavior, certain types of humor, jokes. So you need another channel again. Not even another channel, a whole new website, just like YouTube, that's targeting children age 0 to age 8. So that a 6-year-old or a 4-year-old can sit there with a tablet or a phone and watch that channel. And that would, again, have a totally different set of terms and conditions and definition of what can be uploaded and what can't. And then on that channel, you can't even have rude jokes. You can't even probably have aggressive shouting. You could have super high levels of censorship. You can't even have Superman punching someone in the face. You would have really, really limited just educational content, maybe songs like nursery rhymes, hyper-censored, and everything that gets uploaded gets reviewed. And then you have a website that's safe for children age 0 to 8. Okay, my own daughter, still 5, so, I can relate. All right? You know what doesn't make any sense? Having the 5-year-olds, the 8-year-olds, and the 11-year-olds on the same platform that has adult content that does indeed include nudity and violence and what have you. There's no real reason why all those things would be here on the same website. And the main reason why that has happened is lack of competition. All the people are being kicked off of YouTube. Do they go to Vimeo? Not really. Right now, there is no viable alternative to YouTube. And one of the ways YouTube could actually continue to make more money would be if they voluntarily broke up their own monopoly, if they divided into several separate companies. That's happened historically with some oil companies. Once in a while, you get one giant company. In Canada, we had one company that controlled the whole telephone system, telecom market, broke up into several competing companies. Probably it would be a good idea, even for YouTube, if they either created the semblance of separate competing companies, so complementary competition, like I've described for different age groups, or if they actually divided. They could have separate stocks trading on the stock market, and YouTube for kids could compete with YouTube for adults. Here's the subtle point I'm coming to. When YouTube was founded, before it was acquired by Google Corporation, it actually adhered to a bunch of principles that were more like Wikipedia. So if you look at Wikipedia's attitude towards nudity, Wikipedia actually boldly proclaims that unlike other dictionaries or other websites, they allow and encourage you to have nudity where it's appropriate. So nudity, explicit photographs of, suffering, devastation of war, diseases, things that might be disgusting. The Wikipedia actually always has allowed that and still does allow it, just where appropriate. So if you look up an article on that type of theme, you're going to see that type of imagery. Likewise, even though YouTube never wanted to be a pornographic website, when it was founded, there were quite broad categories permitting nudity, and there was a significant amount of nudity. So you could have something like a medical exam, and then you could have nude bodies in the medical exam, and there were videos on this channel that got huge numbers of views under that pretense, one way or another, yeah? So there always was softcore pornography on YouTube. If anything, I think there's less now than in the early days of the website. So that's part of making them grow. And Google now has two very different ideas of what YouTube should be. Or if there were 3 ideas, I already mentioned one of them, the idea of YouTube for kids, right? And one of the ideas of YouTube is that YouTube is actually going to compete with CNN and NBC and the nightly news, that it's going to be just as respectable as the highest level of television infotainment. That it's going to be a place where you come. It's where I come. I watch my news on YouTube. I don't use a conventional television. I haven't for many, many, many years, right? That it's going to be a trusted source that isn't full of crazy conspiracy theories and misinformation, and also isn't full of things like bikini try-on videos, right? And then there's another concept of YouTube. There's a very separate concept of YouTube as being like what MySpace used to be, as being a place where YouTube is about you. So if what you want to do is try on a bikini, and some people are going to watch that video because they're sincerely interested in buying the bikini, and some people are going to watch it because they're sincerely interested in looking at your body, that's okay. Anything goes within the stated rules. It's really conceivable to me that YouTube, the adult YouTube, could split into 2 branches, into 2 brands, into 2 websites, one of which has much, much more strict censorship than what we currently have, and is aiming at the market of being just as respectable as broadcast television. And we could say more, the highest standard of broadcast television. Currently, you can't do on YouTube what you can do on HBO. HBO is an American television broadcaster. They have a lot of nudity. They have a lot of violence. They have a lot of coarse language. I can't do any of that on YouTube. So actual broadcast television already is way more permissive than YouTube, and that's the opposite of what YouTube was initially designed to be. But if you split it that way, you have the respectable YouTube where everyone has to wear a button-up shirt and meet really strict standards of censorship. And then on the other YouTube, anyone can wear a bikini. Guess what the implications of that are, guys? Anyone can wear a bikini, and anyone can watch that video with any set of motivations. You don't get to choose. You choose the content you upload. You don't choose your audience. Your audience chooses you.